They said they loved me. Yet, at the tiniest hint of inconvenience, what they did was set me aside and threw me into a cage. A cage that was made out of hate, viciousness, and it was a deterrent to anything that stopped them from having a complete control over me. And this is not an isolated incident from my life. This is something that we see everywhere. When we say that we love someone or something, is it a real expression of our feeling or a way of lightness? Or is it an excuse for having control over the other, having a say which is not reasonable, a say which is some sort of a power play, a push, a throw, a pull, some sort of a malpractice? Misgivings and misunderstandings, they are the smallest things that can affect what we feel towards the other. For a moment, we had a very lovey-dovey relationship with the other, where we could not think of spending even a second without them. But when you look at it, it was a relationship of dependence. We did not love the other, rather we latched on to them. It was very convenient for of us and for us to have been in such a situation, like a blood-sucking mosquito, a parasite dwelling and hollowing out the host's very heart, its very center. We have continued a synthesis, a continuous one-sided relationship which is working only for us and for our advantage. And when you go into it, when you look into it deeply, rather through an outlook of honest, humble openness, you see that this situation is not helping you yourself either. You felt that you were getting something out of it, but you were rather stealing out of your own pockets. The hate, the chains, the thrashing, and the blood that you gave to the other, you snatched the life out of the other. It couldn't have been possible without making a tyrant of yourself first. You made a tyrant of yourself before any of these actions could have occurred. And in this process of making yourself a tyrant, what a great injustice you have done to your own possibility. Your beauty has evaporated. Your love, well, you are no longer aware of what it really means, or what is it to say that you love someone. This unjustified acts of latching and throbbing the other into a corner have left the other person defenseless. They are in a state of continuous anxiety, a stress, and you having yourself become dependent on them, because in the end what you own ends up owning you. You yourself have put yourself in the same situation of being stressed, being very unreasonable, and as a result have fallen into the same pit that you thought you were pushing the other into. This sick attitude of narrowing the other, putting their backs against the walls and making them do what you wanted to do has become your own undoing. Now you see that the chain is as strong that as each of its links, the individual links matter, and you see each of your individual solitary links colliding, collapsing, catching so much of rust, because by being so dependent, you did not develop yourself. There are many parts of yourself that you considered for granted because they were being serviced by the others' misery, by the others' robotics, by the other being imposed into doing or leading a life of travails and tragedy to just settle your expenses at the cost of their own soul, at the cost of their bodies, at the cost of everything they considered dear to them. And you pulled out, you sucked out their joy. Well, this has been a bad transaction not just for them but for you as well, because in making the other a robot, a zombie, just a skeleton a very less a person of what they could have been. You have in fact restricted yourself to, because you have forgotten your real nature too. You have forgotten the possibilities, what joy could be. It need not necessarily be life as such. It need not necessarily be what you imagine it to be. You have confined the definition by imposing freedom or a lack of it on the other. You have in a way just put it behind a curtain for yourself too. Kabir Sahab has said that gungat ke pat khol tohe piya milege. That means that open the veil in front of you to be the beloved, but you have added so many veils, so many thick carpets, so many thick towels, so many thick, the thickest of the thick layer has been set between you and your beloved, and these sheets have added or latched onto you in the form of ego, ahankar. What is it if not ahankar? This is the unnecessary I that you have added onto yourself. Now you think that you are the commander of someone, a life form, and in this very heavy sort of a load that you lay upon your head, on your shoulders all the time, you have lost the ability to live joyfully, to lead a light existence, and this ego will be your own undoing. It is better for all of us to understand that love is not something that strangles the other person. It is a hand that comes to you when you are down. It lifts you up and does not even wait for a thank you from the other person. That is the work of love. That is how lightness is, because that's how one can fly. Otherwise, the heaviness of existence in itself is too much to grind you, like the spinner's wheel, or even the chaki, the wheel of the mill, which basically grinds down everything that comes in between. You, because you have gone away from your real nature of lightness, or being close to the axis, to the core, to the meaning, and you have gone and ventured too far on the periphery, you would be ground down, and your heavy and dead existence, it not only could be depressing, it could wind down the people around you as well. I hope onto you that you realize this folly and go towards freeing the other, and in that way or by that means free yourself too. Thanks.